Hey there, Manoj and Phil. Phil, why don't you kick it off today?
Hey guys, look, we're looking at personal branding 101 today. So, personal branding right for beginners. So, there's loads of juicy stuff we can teach you, things that we're using every day in our businesses now. But it's good to reflect and go right back to the very beginning, before we had our channels, before we had any podcasts or TV shows or anything, any speaking engagements. How did you get that? How did that come about in the first place? So, I want to share some of my stories with you from right back at the beginning and tell you why I think it's a good idea, and also share my thoughts on which platforms you should start with and how. And Manoj, I'm sure you've got lots of insight in terms of how you grew your channels as well to share
Yeah.
with everybody.
So let's step back a little bit and talk about personal branding, what it actually means, right? So as we have been talking about, the world is changing from physical. We are going a lot into virtual, and so when you go into virtual world, people will only be able to work with you, hire you, give you consulting gigs, whatever, if they know, like, and trust you, right? So as a small business owner, as a solopreneur, as a person who's looking for a job, our main impediment, our main obstacle is people don't know us. Even though we are doing good work, people don't know us because of the
Mm,
nature of the world we live in, because there's so much noise out there. So we need to cut through that noise and let people know, hey, I'm here. I'm able to provide you the service, whatever that service is, or whatever job you're looking for. So in
mhm,
order for you to get to that point, you need to get some exposure online, meaning you need to have some way of expressing yourself that will resonate with your audience, and then they will connect with you, right? So that is sort of a layman's definition of what personal branding means and why it is important. So what at the basic level, what it means is you need to start publishing some content that will resonate with other people, so that they can look at you and see that you are an authority. And
mm,
that's what we are talking about. So there are different platforms. You can start blogging, you can start podcasting, you can start publishing videos. But the thing is, you need to come out of your shell and
mhm.
learn how to communicate, which is going to be very, very important. And don't relax if it sounds too daunting for you. I mean, we went through that transition ourselves. It's not easy, but we'll walk you through it. So that's the whole point.
For sure. I mean, look, one thing I would definitely say is think about LinkedIn is a great place to start. It's an incredible network. Most professionals are on there now. But the amount of people I still see who their LinkedIn profile looks like a CV, looks like a resume, is unbelievable. That's not what it's there for. Think of it as your landing page. This is your website landing page. The hours you would have spent thinking about the very first impression that your customer or potential customer is going to get when they land on your page, that's now happening on LinkedIn. So if you've put this much effort into your LinkedIn profile, you can expect to get about that much back out of it as well. LinkedIn allows you to connect with people. It allows you to grow your networks. For those of you that don't know, first connections are people who you're connected with. The second connections are people that they are connected with that you're not. So sort of friends of friends. And then third level is even further. So obviously, the more people you connect with, the more people there are now in your network for you to see. And it's all about building your network so that you can leverage it. It's all about knowing who is where and how to bring all of these pieces together. Globally, there has never been a better time to do business than now. Look at Manoj and I. Here we are doing yet another live for however many days on the run now. I'm in the UK, he's in Canada. That's incredible. Many years ago, both of us would have been having to fight a massive phone bill just to even be able to speak to each other. So look how fast technology has come, and you really do need to be embracing that. And personal branding is a great way to do that. One way that I have found that a lot of opportunities have come about has been through LinkedIn and my podcast. One of the things I love about the podcast is it gives you the ability to talk to people in your industry who are like you. They have similar interests, but it's not the high pressure environment. They don't feel like you're trying to sell to them. In fact, you're not trying to sell to them. They don't feel like they're trying to avoid you or this kind of stuff. It's just a nice, relaxed, peer-to-peer conversation about something interesting in your industry. And the great thing is it's reciprocal marketing at its finest, because you have a network and they have a network. And given that you're talking about the same industry, it's likely that there's going to be a fair amount of crossover between those two networks. So it's always great to do shared piece of content. You'd be really surprised how many people are actually just prepared to jump on a recorded Zoom call with you from anywhere in the world and talk about something that they're passionate about, that is the same shared passion as you. And you never know. I mean, I was surprised when somebody told me that we were having an average of sort of 10,000 listens to our podcast when we got to that stage. I couldn't believe that 10,000 people were listening to each episode of me and somebody having a chat. It was unbelievable. But other people clearly got value from this too. I enjoyed the conversation, so why wouldn't they?
Yeah. So these are all the avenues that we can help you adopt. And some people are good at conversations, and so they adopt podcasts. Some people are good at writing. Some people are good at creating social posts. I mean, it's an art of self-expression. It's not an art of becoming an artist.
No.
It's not about becoming somebody who you are not. It's just discovering what you already are good at, or had an inclination to be good at, but you just never looked into that, right? So we bring that out, and then we help you sort of gain that audience and gain that trust, because once you have established that trust, now the next step could be to approach these people and talk about business deals, whatever. But that's the sort of the first step here, and we will do it in such a way that it doesn't become like a huge undertaking for you. Simple things can do wonderful things, and that's what we are going to bring to you as our methodology, as our strategy, as our knowledge that we'll share with you.
Well, as a nice little actionable takeaway that you can take right now, something that not a lot of people know, but worked really nicely for my business, and I'm sure it can for you and yours as well, is head over to social media, particularly Twitter, Instagram, places like that, where there's regular content, Reddit as well, actually, and search for the hashtags journo request and journalist request. Because when journalists are looking for expert speakers to talk about something, they tend to just throw the piece on there. I'm doing a piece about data science, but need someone to tell me this, and this, or need someone that knows about this area. Hit me up on journal request. And then there's open DMs. You drop them a message and say, hey, listen, that's a great piece of thing that you're doing there. I could definitely add into this. And you almost just do a little bit of an elevator pitch. This is who I am. This is the solution that I present to my customers. This is why I can give you some advice. Here's my thoughts and feelings. And then you get the additional credit in the article then as well. And that's going out into maybe a national or international publication. It's just another way of leveraging a network. And it's so easy to do. There's new requests on there every single day, sometimes several times a day. There are so many that there are actually websites who will charge you sort of £5 to £6 a month to collate all of these requests for you and send you email notifications for them. So just a little bit of digging around can get you some warranted attention, and you'd be surprised with the right network and a growing network and the right media attention in whatever capacity, you can really leverage the two of those together and say, hey, look, I've just recently been featured in this. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I think it relates to your business. Connection made. Simple as that.
So, I mean, Phil just shared like very, very advanced strategy. So I mean, this right here could be worth hundreds of or thousands of dollars for somebody.
Very much so.
But the thing is, we also work at a very basic level with you. So as we started,
we'll guide you to know everything. So when I talk about knowing who you are and your 30-second elevator pitch, we'll take you right back to the very beginning to unpack all of that in terms of what is my solution? How am I going to structure that 30-second elevator pitch? Who is it I'm going to be aiming at? And at that point, you can use the really clever stuff. And just assuming there will be some people in the group as well who are a little bit further down the field who are looking at, okay, I have a business, but what do I do with it? How do I get more attention? That is genuinely a fantastic place to start. So it's hashtag journal request or hashtag journalist request. Definitely check that out.
What I was going to say is like, we will start with the basics and ramp it up and go to the advanced strategies. And so we will help you with all these, if you are interested in getting mentioned in the press or what have you. But at the very basic level, as we started the conversation by LinkedIn, just updating your LinkedIn profile and making sure it reflects and invites the right kind of people to connect with you is the first step. And from there, you go step by step, publish more and more and more, get comfortable with your content, with your story, and that's what is going to help you move the needle moving forward.
Absolutely, completely agree. Do we have any questions? Would anybody like to know anything in the comments before we go off live? We'll leave it for a second. But yeah, look, there's going to be a broadcast on this Friday. We've called it the business model, and it's the beginnings of sort of thrashing out what this looks like. It's giving you some practical advice during a live webinar on Friday, which will exclusively be in the Facebook group. So if you're not already there, please make your way over. And it will be discussing the outline of how you design this business model, what it's kind of going to look like for you. Just give you a few ideas and some tangible steps that you can take to get a much clearer picture on how it is you're going to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome. That's great. I hope you got a lot of value. But as I said earlier, please interact with us. Please let us know exactly what you're looking to learn, and we'll bring that content to you. So join us in the Facebook group. I've dropped the comment link in the comment section of this, or description of this video. And what else? Yeah, please let us know exactly what you want us to talk about, and we'll get that to you.
Absolutely.
How to get contributors. Yeah, ask that question. Basically, it's all about networking. Whether you see, the thing is, whether you want clients, whether you want employees, whether you want contributors, do not use those labels, but go behind those labels. You are looking for human beings to collaborate with you, right? So you whatever kind of person you want, it's a person behind that label. So yes. The personal branding stuff we talked about is about you creating that credibility in the marketplace, and now people trusting you, and they approach you, and then you can start any conversation with them. You can say, hey, by the way, will you like to learn about my new open source project? I'm looking for contributors. How will you like to join me and go on this adventure? But it all starts with a conversation, and that conversation starts by you building a little bit of a trust in the community. Because let's face it, why will there are 7 billion people? Why will somebody talk to you versus the rest of the 6 billion whatever? So you need to think about that, and we can help you get there.
We certainly can. Look, it's about there's the old saying, isn't it? From small acorns grow mighty trees, but ultimately it's about the preparation of the soil as well, and that's what this is all about. You need to spend some time nurturing the land that it's going into so that you can grow something great. And it's exactly the same for your business. You need to spend time nurturing those relationships. And I'm not talking about long periods of time here, although sometimes it can be. I'm talking about just making sure you spend a little bit of time dedicated to your LinkedIn profile, for example, making sure your social media profiles all say the same thing and are communicating the same message. I think that's probably the best thing to do is to come and join us on Friday. We'll take you through the whole process. We'll show you what it looks like, and we'll map it all out for you from there.
So best community is where to ask. Okay, I'm asking you, our focus is to teach you how to fish, not to catch the fish for you. So do some brainstorming and come back tomorrow with a list of communities that in your mind you think are good to ask these questions, and then we can quickly shortlist for you. Okay, I'll give you a quick example. Have you participated in GitHub communities? I mean, all the developers in the world who are passionate about open source are on GitHub. So have you gone there and asked, hey, I'm about to launch this open source project, who wants to join in? So do some digging, because the more you do on your own and with some guidance, the more you will learn, and new ideas will come to surface, right? So that's what we are here for. After the madness. Oh yeah, we are not going anywhere, hopefully. We will be here. The idea here is we'll start this community, lead people through this crisis, and then as the crisis is over, there's going to be tons and tons of adjustments to be made in the work environment, in personal life. So we will be here to guide you through that.
For sure. Well, look, a lot of the businesses that I work with that are doing well during this time already started this process with me a few years ago in terms of getting remote ready. So actually, whilst it's extremely relevant right now because we're at home, you can imagine just how many business owners and people like you are sat at home thinking, the world looks a bit different now. I think I wasn't as secure as maybe I thought I was, or my business maybe wasn't as secure as I thought it was. Everyone's now at home and it's not working so well. Well, those problems are going to need addressing, because the problem that I've seen, and hopefully this doesn't sound all philosophical, but history tends to repeat itself. I mean, if you look throughout history, there's just patterns and patterns. And unfortunately, whilst I suspect it won't be coronavirus, I doubt this is the last time that something's going to hurt humanity and mean that we're needing to quarantine stuff to try and kill out a virus. I highly doubt that it'll be the first and last time. It would just be so random for it to be the only time for it to happen. And if that is the case, then we need to start thinking differently. Businesses will no longer exist because they were busted by caught out by this. Companies will need to learn lessons. Industries will need to learn lessons from those mistakes and make sure that it never happens again. So to answer the question, we're going nowhere. This is the eye of the storm. There's going to be a big cleanup job afterwards.
Yeah. So we will be here. Hi guys. Anybody saying hello? Please again come join us in the Facebook group and ask your questions. We will be happy to answer those and provide you the guidance.
Definitely check us out. They'll be doing the webinar on Friday. There'll be live broadcast continually. We're also starting to do more and more exclusive content for the Facebook group as well. So if you're not already in there, definitely check out the link that Manoush is popping in the group now. Definitely come and check us out. And then, as I said, the webinar will be exclusive to the group on Friday, and we'll start to map out that business plan and really start to put some meat on the bones for you.
Awesome. Great. Well, keep safe and stay healthy, and come join us tomorrow. We will have some more good stuff for you.
Certainly will. Take care.